Hey, what's going on, guys? Hope you guys are doing absolutely phenomenal today. Coming at you guys today with some Tower of Fantasy. Today, we're going to be covering Samir, one of the characters that's going to be featured in the starter characters for Tower of Fantasy. And I thought would be cool. And some of the, for some of you guys is that, I put out some guides for you guys on what kind of character are you guys potentially going to be investing into. Give you guys a guide, an overview of the type of characters that these characters that you're looking into maining kind of actually are. So today we're going to be covering Samir. Some of the questions that we're probably going to be tackling is, what role does this character play? What is this a good character? What do I actually run this character with? Because this is a game where you can have up to 3 weapons. What else should I run with the character? Should I even consider investing into this character? There's something in this game called a chip system. How good is this character's chips? Because there's the chips have banners. Should I invest into her banner, her chip banner? And overall, how good is her weapon? Is her weapon good? Is it just trash? Those are some of the questions that I think some of you guys are wondering. And today in this video, I'm hoping that you guys get the answers to your question, and by the end of it, you are feeling fully confident on whether or not you want to invest into a character like Samir. So what role does this character Samir play in Tower of Fantasy? Well, Samir is a main DPS. She is a dual wielding pistol user. She is going to be the character that is going to be dishing out high damage output. As you guys can see on the screen, this character is extremely stylish. Reminds me a lot of Devil May Cry, Dante. And in this game, you're going to run into a couple of challenges. The only thing that, Samir is going to run into is that in this game, they have different archetypes of enemies. And as you progress in difficulty, you'll start to notice that some of the enemies have shields. When it comes to shields, this is where Samir starts to have a little bit of challenges. She's not good at breaking shields. So one of the things when it comes to the question of, well, what else should I run with Samir? What other weapons should I run with her? One of the weapons that you would ideally want to bring with you if you're going to be maining Samir is someone who is a shield breaker. So who is the shield breaker in this game? Well, that's someone like King or Meryl. I would highly focus mainly on those two because those are the 2 best shield breakers in the game currently at this very moment. And then I would also focus on bringing a damage buffer with her because you want to dish out as much damage as quick as possible once you get the shield down on enemies. So those are the 2 other weapons that I would highly focus on bringing an ally to her. And then in terms of just how good is this character's weapon? How good is her chips? Well, in this game, there's a chip system. I'll just kind of break this down for you guys because it was confusing to me. The chip system is essentially similar to artifacts, in Genshin Impact. It's just basically going to boost your stats. And in terms of just chips, I'm going to put it up on the screen for you guys so that you guys can see it. We're going to go over these things today so that you guys can see it for yourself. Samir's chip. There is a 2 set piece bonus and there's also a 4 set piece bonus as similar to Genshin Impact. So you guys can always just kind of reference that for your understanding. But for her 2 set piece bonus, it increases damage by 1.5% per hit and it stacks up to 10 to 13 to 16 to 20 levels for 2 seconds. And then for the 4 set piece bonus, each attack adds 10%, 12.5%, 15%, and 17.5% attack damage. I don't know about you guys, but that is actually really extremely good for a chip. Both of those set bonuses are not bad at all. And I'm gonna just, for my free-to-play warriors out there, whether you are a whale, a free-to-play, whatever you are, it does not matter to me. But for you free-to-play people, I know you guys are wondering, well, you're like, do I need to have the 4 set piece? No, you do not. The 2 set piece bonus you will be totally fine with. You don't need this 4 set piece bonus. The 2 set piece bonus is extremely fine. That's a good stopping point. So to transition over from that, we're gonna go take a look over at her weapon and I'll put it up on the screen for you guys so that you guys can see it as well. I'm gonna break this down for you guys so that you guys can kind of understand it. And I'm gonna be using Genshin's constellation system as a reference point so that you guys can understand how the Awakening system works. So in Tower of Fantasy, they have a system called Awakening. Awakening is basically, it has 6 levels similar to how Genshin Impact's constellation system works. As you get more duplicates, you will gain the ability, or you will gain an item that will allow you to unlock another awakening. So each character in this game has 6 awakenings, similar to a C6 character in Genshin Impact. So when it comes to Samir's Awakening 1, this is what it does. When you crit, it causes an electric explosion on the target, dealing an additional 30% attack damage to the target and nearby units. Cooldown time of 0.5 seconds. That's a incredibly good Awakening 1. Her Awakening 2 does 16% to the base attack. It adds 16% to the base attack of the current weapon. That's amazing. That's really good in this game. I hope when you guys play this, a lot of this stuff might not sound understandable because you don't have context, because you're not in the game yet. But once you guys get in the game, you'll start to understand just how good some of these constellations are. So when it comes to her her Awakening 3, it adds 40% increase in a crit chance against targets with electro charge effects. Electric explosions cause the electro charge to extend by 0.5 seconds with the cooldown time of 5 seconds. That's a really good Awakening 3. Now, I'm gonna stop right here and I want to pause for a minute because I really want to speak to you free-to-play warriors. You guys are the heart of the community in every gacha game, and you guys are wondering, well, where is a good stopping point for me if I am going to be playing this character as a free-to-play? This would be your stopping point. The Awakening 3 is a really good stopping point for free-to-play players. Anything beyond this point is not necessary. Now, if you choose to go beyond this, that's totally fine as well. You do what you want to do. But for you free-to-play warriors who would like to save, for other characters and other weapons, this would be a really great stopping point. But in terms of just, our whales out there, here's what the rest of her awakenings do. Her Awakening 4 adds 32% to the base attack growth of the current weapon. Her Awakening 5 doubles the duration of the weapon skill and pulls the target to the center when the skill is released. That's incredibly good because when you are fighting enemies that are more scattered out, it's gonna bring the enemies in a mob, and it's gonna allow you to dish out more numbers a lot quicker to a lot more enemies. So it's going to be incredibly useful. And in terms of her Awakening 6, when an electric explosion triggers, it reduces weapon skill cooldown by 1 second. So this is just going to allow her to get her skills back. So this is going to be, in my personal opinion, a very strong character. If you guys get your hands on Samir, you should feel blessed and honored. This is, in my personal opinion, one of the best characters out of the starter units in the game. So if you guys get Samir, you should really consider investing into this character because this is going to be an incredibly strong character early on. So my final verdict on Samir, is this a good character? Yes, this is a incredibly free-to-play friendly character. And I didn't mention this, but I do want to mention this to my free-to-play warriors because I think it's extremely important that you guys are aware. In Tower of Fantasy, this is an incredibly free-to-play friendly game. There are people who are free-to-play in CN who have a weapon Awakening 6. Yes, you heard me. And it's still early on. It's open beta. It's not even fully launched yet. So it is incredibly likely for a free-to-play player to get a weapon, a Awakening level 6 in on their weapons. So don't count your pennies short. You might just get what you want as a free-to-play. You might not have to spend a single dime on this game, but don't count yourself short when it comes to these awakenings. Don't just, because I'm free-to-play, I can't, I can never have this. That's not true when it comes to this game. So you guys should be incredibly excited. I think Samir is going to be, again, one of the most free-to-play friendly characters in the game. You guys should really look forward to this character. I'm going to attach some gameplay right after this so that you guys can just get a feel for how the character plays and how she looks in game. So I hope that you guys enjoy, and I'll be pushing out some more videos for you guys. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Make sure you guys hit that rate, comment, like, and subscribe button. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful day. This is Kaze. See ya!